Two. Test. Welcome everybody to the New South Wales Suburban Cup Major Semi-Final. It's between St Patrick's Rugby Club and the Drummoyne Rugby Club. Kickoff is scheduled for 3:15, but it looks like we're running a couple of minutes late. There will be a minute's silence today, and then your commentators will jump on, and we're going to be taking all of the pictures from here in Daceyville at the University of New South Wales home grounds. Around about 5 minutes before kickoff, and the next people you'll be hearing from will be Buddha from last week, and he'll have a co-commentator today. So the fellas will be back on in around about 3 or 4 minutes to give you some of the teams that are scheduled to play, and we'll start coverage of the game once kickoff happens. Enjoy the show, everybody. 40 minutes first half, 40 minutes second half. Plenty of action here. As you can see, there's been plenty of rain. We've had the pump on the ground, and a lot of that water has been taken off. But it's going to be pretty dirty. It's not conducive for running rugby, but I'm sure it will be very, very close indeed. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be kicking off in around about 4 or 5 minutes.
Welcome, all and sundry, to now. If you'd cast your memories back to just a glorious day in Sydney, just imagine this. I'll paint a bit of a picture for you. September, it's the start of spring. Birds are chirping. The smell of fresh cut grass, blue skies, not a cloud in sight. Well, now imagine the exact opposite. What the boys are playing here in the Kentwell fixture today is an absolute quagmire. Half the ground is literally underwater. The rest of it is just a mishmash of green and brown, overcast skies. But nonetheless, the Berkey boys are lined up in the tunnel there, covered in their mud, and the tensions are high. It's going to be an absolute belter of a game. Some absolutely quality, some of the highest quality rugby you'll see around is going to be here today. Now, a little bit about where we're playing. We're playing in Daceyville at David Phillips Field, NSW's home ground. So I'd like to welcome everyone here today. So the minor premiers this year were St Patrick's Rugby Club, and the second place were the Drummoyne Dirty Reds. It's going to be a fixture to remember. The winner of today's game goes straight into the final in a fortnight, whilst the loser will play the winner of the minor semi-final between Balmain and Mossman in a week's time. So what we're hoping for is a good, fair game of rugby union. And there's a lot of history between these two clubs. Now, the Kentwell boys for St Pat's, they've lost one game this year, and that was to Drummoyne at Drummoyne Oval. It was a close fixture, and I believe the scoreline was 19-13 to Drummoyne. And as we wait, I'll...
All right, Pat. So welcome, everybody. I'm not going to be your regular caller. Of course, Buddha, who was playing in that earlier match, is going to be coming off the bench in a couple of minutes' time, and he'll jump on as Pat's caller as well, but I just wanted to run through some of the results from earlier games today. That game that you just missed out on was the Burke Cup, played between St Pat's and Colleagues. St Pat's went down 3 points to 14. Colleagues got up there 14-3. Just before that, we had Mossman up against Old Ignatians, and that finished off with Old Ignatians taking the biscuits for that one. And then before that was a Colleagues St Pat's marathon between both those sides in the Widden Cup. In that particular match, Colleagues got up, and in the Judd Cup match, that St Patrick's won 17-7. So we are going to be having a 1 minute silence, and once that's over, both Pat and Buddha will jump on the microphones. It looks to me like they're coming out of the shed, so we're not far away from the minute silence. So Pat, just very quietly, I'm a bit out of the loop on the old St Pat's. Who are you expecting to have a good game from today?
Well, today we've got our Captain Courageous, the Rocket Riley Carter, who hails from Hamilton in New Zealand. Not only is he extremely passionate about his rugby, but he's a brilliant player and a prodigious leader. So I'm really expecting big things from the Rocket.
Okay, and how long's the Kiwi been in the team for you?
He's been in the team for about 4 years.
Okay, so almost a stalwart, you could say there.
Look, the stalwart doesn't get thrown around lightly, does it? But I'm prepared to say that he's a true club stalwart.
All right. So, and what number should we be looking out for?
He's number 4, the Rocket. The
big
Carter.
second rower. Yeah, he had a good game last week. I definitely noticed him when I was watching the Bar TV coverage of him.
And
it looks like
coverage for that was.
It looks like the boys from St Pat's are out there in a huddle. We're just waiting upon the Dirty Reds coming out from Drummoyne.
Yeah, that's right. And as you mentioned before kick-off, we will observe a minute's silence as a mark of respect for Chris Noble, who tragically passed away this week in a unit block explosion in Rozelle, very close to Drummoyne. Chris was only 27 years old and played for the Dirty Reds from 2010 to 2013. And on behalf of St Pat's, I'd like to pass on our deepest sympathies to Chris's family and friends. So the Kentwell boys for St Pat's are out there in a huddle, talking about what they have to do today to win, their roles, and what they have to do as a unit, as a team, to defeat this very imposing Drummoyne Reds side, who they have lost to this year. But on the other note, they did beat them at home, so on neutral turf, we'll just have to wait and see what happens today at this swampy old ground here at Daceyville in Sydney, New South Wales. Here we go. Let's get things underway here. It's great to see in subbies rugby that sense of solidarity between all different teams. As the teams cross for kickoff. There's a few old heroes in the crowd today, namely Shane the Falcon Walsh, the cursed Kentwell hero. Drummoyne's won the toss, and they will kick off today. And I believe the call is forwards right for the men in black today. Tensions are high, to say the very least. And here we go. Kicking off with the kickoff. It's gone straight down the throat of the big unit, the Wolf, who's hoofed it back downtown. Stuck in the mud. A little bit of an up and under, unsuccessful. And it's gone out in the full, which is not the start that Drummoyne wanted. Shannon Warren has absolutely butchered that kick, to be fair. And Chad Meyer, how do you say Chad's name? Chad Mayer's thrown it in there. The Rocket Riley Carter to Aaron Matten. The Big 10, Matty Hurley. And he's hoofed it down. Metres early for St Pat's. Drummoyne's taking the short arm penalty, quick tap. And they're playing down the left flank. Good contact there from Mitch. Mitch the brawler Hardy, number 5 for St Patrick's. 9 will look to throw it out. And they're just going to play 10-man rugby by the looks of it. There's a big unit in a headgear, number 21. He's not even on the program. Good breakdown. Huge walk by the Maulers there at the breakdown for St Pat's. They've turned their ball over. The pack is nearly 1,000 kilograms for the men in black. And it's a big hoof down the field from the Wolf, Riley Carter. I mean, just the Wolf, Riley. Second kick for Drummoyne is a lot better. Straight down the throat of the Welshman, Matty Hurley, which was touched. James King scooped it up. And a very dubious long arm penalty there. The assistant referee has decided not to intervene. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but the referee does look a bit young. And young often indicates inexperience. And the kick is absolutely butchered again from number 10, Shannon Warren. He's having an absolute shocker with a boot, to be fair. James King's regained it. They're in the swamp. And a fierce contest already. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for a game on our hands today. The crowd is right into it. The players are pumped. The conditions are terrible. There's been mistakes, controversial decisions. This game has it all, and we're only in the first 3 minutes. Might take a moment just to go through the list of Drummoyne players while this scrum packs down deep into St Patrick's territory. Number 1, Tania Whenua Verua. My apologies on any mispronunciations during the course of this team sheet reading. Number 1 actually played for St Pat's at the age of 19 and he's jumped ship over into the Redlands of Canada Bay Council's boundaries. Number 2, the hooker today, John Potato Farmer Tato. Number 3, Daniel Tavetta. Drummoyne gets it. The huge busting move. The huge 13's got it. He's testing the try line even further now, Drummoyne. They're in a very dominant position. St Patrick's defence has been compromised somewhat. And once again, a big challenge at the breakdown to St Patrick's. Drummoyne are looking very threatening. Some big hits. That's going to hurt tomorrow. They've gone the blind side. They might go one more with the forwards until they go deep. Oh, the halfback there, Marcus Fraser's gone for a little dart himself. And there's a try. So first blood today to Drummoyne Reds. Set off by a huge breakthrough by number 13, the outside centre, if you will, Wise Koroy. Sorry, Wisey, if I've mispronounced that. But yes, that's right. First points to Drummoyne. Drummoyne leading 5 points to love, if you will. If you will indulge me on that tennis terminology, with a kick to come. Now the precipitation has resumed once again here at David Phillips Field, adding a few more millimetres to what is already a swampy rugby ground. Interesting kick, but it's over for 2 points. So Drummoyne leading 7 points to love in the early segments of the game. Nothing but grit and determination got those dirty Reds the first points. So we'll see what St Pat's can do. This will really test out their endurance, their resilience, and the temerity of the Black Men. And a terrible start. There couldn't have been a worse start for the Black Men there. The kicker has just popped it out in the full. Aaron Matten's definitely kicked better in his time, and I'm sure he will. Now the Rocket Riley Carter's challenging the assistant referee. He's firing up the big unit from Hamilton, New Zealand. And as his scrum packs down, I believe it's an opportune time to resume the announcement of the Drummoyne team today. Number 4, David Shaw. Number 5, Robert Hahn, who attended St Patrick's College at Strathfield. And now he's facing the St Patrick's College Old Boys from Strathfield. Hope there's not a lot of bad blood. But if there is a bit of bad blood, let's hope it's translated into fierce competition. Huge hit there. Shawnee Dixon, the number 7 for Drummoyne, has copped it. Third kick of the day, and it's out in the full. That is a trifecta of absolute Barry Crockers for Shannon Warren. He couldn't have had a worse start. 3 kicks out in the full and getting absolutely no metres. He looks a bit old Shannon. Fair few grey hairs, so after a performance like this, I think a few question bubbles will have to pop up about retirement, but that's for him and his family to decide. Line out one by St Patrick's from Brawler Hardy to the 9 to Matty Hurley, and they've crashed it up. Drummoyne look to have regathered. No. St Patrick's ball. Here they go. The Southend Monsters got it. Good metres there, and St Patrick's have drawn the penalty. The referee seems to be waving his arms. Not releasing, I believe, is the call. Not rolling away. In an ambitious move, Matt Hurley, the Welsh fly half, has opted to take the points option. He didn't even consult his captain, Rocket the Riley Carter. He just said, Aaron Matten, the captain, sorry. He knows it's in his range, and he's gone, you know what? The boys need some points on the board. I'm happy to contribute. They say he's the Welsh answer to Bernard Foley. Matty Hurley has scored 108 Kentwell points this year. He's the 8th highest point scorer. And unfortunately unsuccessful with that conversion. But St Patrick's will get the ball back, the black men. 4th kick of the day for Warren. Warren, the shocker, Warren. Old Shannon. And another terrible kick, to be fair. Knock on by St Patrick's. It'll be a feed to Drummoyne. I think we made it as far as the back row for Drummoyne. So I'll continue there. Number 6, Taylor Smith. Number 7, Shawnee Dixon. Number 8, Isaiah Pine. Wonder if he enjoys a few quiet ales at the Pine Inn. Who knows? But what I can tell you about Isaiah is that he played for St Patrick's last year. As did the halfback Marcus Fraser. He donned the black jersey at Hudson Park many a time last year. Number 10, Shannon, who we've mentioned, has a few grey hairs and had 3 absolutely awful kicks to start his game. Actually, I might make that 4 with a dropout. He's playing at fly half. Here comes the Wolf. He slipped over in the mud, handed off to James King. Great clean out there from Rocket the Riley Carter. Good quick ball. Geez, they look dominating when the ball is in hand. They're in the quagmire, and they've drawn the penalty. Really, really dominant display there from St Pat's. And there looks to be a little bit of a mellow, but just handbag stuff. Pretty indicative of how aggressive St Pat's are and how badly they want it. Now on the wings today for Drummoyne, we've got Tamichi Vanua and Tiger Parker. Old Tiger. You don't see too many Tigers in world sport these days, let alone Suburban Rugby Union in New South Wales. In the centres for Drummoyne. On the inside is Gray Vianney. Another one who's donned the Kentwell jersey at St Patrick's Rugby Club, but decided to jump ship to Drummoyne. And after winning the line out and being very dominant in the 22 of Drummoyne, who looked to be really on their back foot there, Drummoyne has won a penalty and will kick for touch. Not a bad nudge. The kickers found touch, and Drummoyne will throw in the line out on their 30-yard line. May I remind the viewers that the boys are standing in about 1.5 inches of mud. Great line out there from Drummoyne. The big unit number 3 has been taken down by Aaron Matten, the diminutive halfback for St Pat's. Little box kick there. Patricio Campese was never in doubt. The former Italian jazz and tap player has given away a penalty to Drummoyne, unfortunately. The call is holding on. A little bit dubious, but the crowd is going wild. Great tenacity there from number 11, Tomichi Vanua. Although he looks more like a Tiger Parker. So I'm going to say that old Parksy got him there. The red tiger. The Sumatran, if you will. Line out one by Drummoyne in St Patrick's territory. Unfortunately for Drummoyne, though, there was a little knock forward there. So St Patrick's will pack down. Aaron Matten to feed the scrum. Last but not least for the Drummoyne starting 15. All the way up the back. At fullback, Cronin Healy, who was a New South Wales subbies representative this year. So obviously has oodles of talent. Feet in the mud. Matten to Willer at 12. Back to Hurley. Great ball. The Wolf is away. They've made about 40 metres. Out to the winger. They make a barnstorming run here by St Patrick's. Can they score? No, but promising signs there for the men in black. That was one of the best set moves I've ever seen today at David Phillips Field in the mud. So credit to them. Exposing the vulnerabilities of the Drummoyne backline. The ball going straight from Matten to Willer at that little play, and then back to Hurley. So some might say that Drummoyne's backline were bamboozled. I'll leave it up to the viewer's discretion there. Scrum's packed down on the eastern end of the field. Just to mention to our major sponsors out there, Suburban Plumbing Solutions. Director Ben Murphy can fix any taps, any toilets. I believe he also does gas fitting. So I won't mention his phone number just for copyright reasons, but I'll just give you a little plug there, Mr. Murphy. And I haven't seen a leaking tap in his vicinity for quite some time. And the boys will pack down for another scrum here at David Phillips Field. It'll be a Drummoyne feed. Lord only knows what the ref is saying to the players. Maybe he's just stopped play actually for an injury. Craig Apwell, the St Pat's New South Wales representative, seems to have some sort of niggling injury that needs some attention urgently. It would be remiss of me not to mention that Craig Apwell was the captain of the Welsh under-20s side, which is no mean feat, ladies and gentlemen. He's a solid player who's proven himself again and again. So fingers crossed for St Patrick's. The injury is not game-threatening, and he'll be fine for the rest of the fixture. His Welsh cousin, Matthew Hill, looked very concerned, but it looks like Craig Atwell will continue to play. Good news for the game of rugby as well. At the end of the day, you just want to see the best 15 versus the best 15 on either side. Crash ball by Drummoyne. Good clean out, box kick into the mud. Bounce sits up well for old Carly McLeod, and he's bombed it downtown. Bit of aerial ping pong, as Buddha would say. Here comes the Wolf. Is he going to run or is he going to kick? There's your answer, ladies and gentlemen. He's kicked it. And will he find touch? And that is a brilliant kick there from the Wolf. Quick line out. And he's butchered that kick, but he's found touch. Tell you what, it was ugly, but it was effective. So St Pat's will throw the line out in the mud once again. Just into their territory on the side of halfway. Great chuck there from Chad Meyer. Oh. Now, for the viewers at home, you've just seen very clearly that it was quite the dubious decision. I thought it was straight. It looked straight. It smelt straight. It sounded straight. Obviously, the referee's seen it otherwise. Once again, I will mention that he does look quite young. Maybe he uses Nivea. Or maybe he is young and inexperienced. But anyway, maybe he can redeem himself with some great decisions for the rest of the game. As 16 men packed down for a scrum in the middle of the field here at David Phillips. It's out at the back. It's up for contention. There's a knock on by the red men, and the black men will have the scrum feed. Just a quick score update. Drummoyne do lead 7 points to 0 here in the first half of this Kentwell major semi-final. The grey skies have failed to disperse, so there might be a bit more precipitation this afternoon. We hope not. But unfortunately, the weather is one thing that we cannot control. I might say that it's even uncontrollable. Unless you're playing indoors on turf. Hurley to Willer. Fends off one, fends off two, goes to ground. St Pat's get the ball back. Great clean out. Matten to King. King, great hands. They're looking very promising down that right side, but St Pat's have gone into touch. And it will be a Drummoyne line out. Line out one by Drummoyne. It's gone into the deck. Halfback's got it now. Drummoyne have lost about 10 metres there, and St Pat's have they regained? Knock on by Drummoyne, St Pat's ball. Now I'd like to welcome a very special guest to the Combox. You guys know him as Buddha. I know him as Buddha. Buddha, how are you this afternoon?
Oh, it's good to be here. Hollywood, mate. It's a bit of a tough loss there in the Burke Cup. And they got to back up. Hopefully this will be another enticing fixture.
Yeah, the Burke Cup loss was very sad for the St Patrick's players. Not so for the colleagues, boys, I'd say.
No, all full credit to them. They played great wet weather footy, kept the ball in nice and tight. They kicked to the right corners, and 2 lineouts was the difference.
Look, but I try and stray away from cliches, but sometimes you just have to play the hand that you've got dealt.
Oh, heavy hit there on McLeod.
And the Berkey's boys definitely got dealt a hand of wet weather, and colleagues capitalised.
Oh, a bit of a rough call there. Just want to make mention of this South End monster over here. Todd Bailey was exceptional last week. Bagged himself a double against Beecroft, and just for a loose head prop, his field coverage is enormous.
He's an imposing force, isn't he? He's a big unit, the South End monster.
Tell me about it.
Number 1, Todd Bailey. Yeah, it was great to see him get a brace, if you'd allow me to use that expression in rugby. But I think Patrick Campese had an absolute blinder last week.
He did. He also bagged himself a triple, or a tre, as they like to say over there in Calabria, where he's from.
And fuck me if he doesn't deserve the 3 points.
Well, funny that, he's a top try scorer in Kentwell with 12 tries for the year.
What a talent.
He is an exceptional talent, but I'm not sure how much ball he's going to get today. Again, it's going to be a battle of the big men up front.
I think you're right there. I'm not sure if Patricio Campresi will be let out of his cage, but hopefully he does, and he's allowed to make a big impact on this game.
That's right. So I'd just like to give a bit of a shout out to New South Wales Suburban coach Paul Hardwick. I know he's watching up there in Newcastle, I believe, today. They're at a race meet. You know, he's been an exceptional jockey for a number of years, Paul, as well as combining his love with rugby. So, Paul, keep on riding, and hopefully you're enjoying this game.
Yeah, Paul, thanks very much for tuning into our coverage today. And thanks again for that demerit in Year 9 DT. I didn't do it, Paul.
So here we go with Ma. The line here, hope they want to be carrying in their good form with their set piece, St. Patrick's. And that sensational ball to King. Out wide to Hurley.
Matty Hurley's got it now. He's dropped the ball. Clean. But the boys have got the penalty in front of the sticks. What are they going to do here? Willer's taking the quick tap. Audacious move. But will it pay off for the big unit? Very positive rugby.
Hit the left here, Pat.
I think that's the... Is that Rocket, the Riley Carter?
But they've gone in.
Might be the brawler.
There they are. St. Patrick's have opened their account. Who's come up with it?
The brawler, Hardy, I believe. But just goes to show, Willer. He could have gone the easy 3, couldn't he?
No, but they backed themselves and...
He refused to.
That's right. And look, they've got the big men. They've got quite a sizable front row. Obviously, but not Chad. He's quite short, but very dynamic. And look, they backed themselves and look, sensational rucking and mauling has opened their account today.
Inconsolable.
So Hurley, just a bit off from centre, strikes it, and it struck the post.
Bit of woodwork there, unfortunately.
So the score remains 7 points to 5 in favour of Drummoyne.
And Drummoyne will kick off because it's not rugby 7s rules, is it? It's 15s. Just a clarification there for all the sports fans. All our international viewers, such as James Smith over in Manchester in the United Kingdom. Have a point for us, James.
Here he is, Riley.
The Wolf.
Sent out to Victor Tutawilla. The V-Train.
The V-Train, all right. He's on his tracks today by the looks.
It's a long kick. Now it's Healy here at the back. Cronin Healy. Looking for options.
His characteristic navy blue.
He's bit heavily.
New South Wales subbies representative, old Cronin.
Like she got a little...
Pilfered!
By the King, the hair.
James King.
Here we go, Matt, and they're looking now this left-hand side. Whakafanua. He's met well. Here gets on back to Hurley. Victor Tutawilla crawling something.
Huge effort from the V-Train. Rocket wanted it. It's gone to Willer. Little shuffle. In the same mould as Patricio Campese, the former Jazz and Tap player.
Hurley looking for something. He's caught up there. Here we go. They're taking this blind side. Great hands there by Carter.
There from the Rocket. Little chip over the top. And the ball's in the touch just inside the 22. And St. Pat's will have the line out.
Here we go. They're ready to strike. Here's St. Pat's.
Like a diamondback snake.
That's right.
Seeing a mouse in the desert. They're ready to strike.
Carter taken nicely to Hurley. Hurley gets on a Tutawilla. He's through the middle once again.
Barnstorming run from the V-Train.
A little bit of background on Victor Tutawilla. He spent a few years playing for Young in the Group 6 competition, playing rugby league.
Is that the Young Cherry Pickers?
Yeah, the Young Cherry Pickers. And he also had a brief stint there at Kingsgrove Colts as one of their devastating front rows. Led the competition in hit-ups in the Bundaberg Cup there a few years ago.
I believe when he was playing down for Young, the Gyra Super Spuds in the New England Rugby League competition were trying to pick him up. And he also was in negotiation with the Kyogle Turkeys and the Seagulls out of Ballina.
Oh, Hurley!
Oh, Hurley's through!
Hurley surprised them all.
It's away! And he's over the Try line for a meat pie. The Welsh International.
Sensational vision there by Hurley. And St. Pat's now hit the lead. 10 points to 7 with a kick to come.
The Water Boys have donned the Wellingtons, or gumboots, depending which side of the world you grew up on. It is very, very muddy out there.
Matt Hurley been at the club for a few years now, hasn't he, Hollywood? At St. Patrick's?
I believe so. Nearly 3 years. This would be his 3rd season. Would you describe him as a stalwart?
I think by now it would be. He's a very hard and consistent player at number 10.
He's got a heart of gold.
And plays his best football when he does run the ball and backs himself. And look, it's paid off there. And he struck this one. And it's just showed the post.
It's unsuccessful. He didn't go too well with the boot last week. But hopefully the boys can just keep piling on those tries and the kicks won't matter. Now in finals footies, we're 2 tries away from a bonus point. Is that relevant at all?
I don't
I'm
think
leaning towards no.
No, it's not. Doesn't hold much weight.
Be good for morale though.
St. Pat's, they need to play it down Drummoyne's end once again. They can't get caught up here too much.
The V trains with it.
Better.
He's on the track.
The express service with the short ball at the line. Bit of a daring move.
Ooh, volleyball skills implemented here.
It looks like he's called it up. St. Pat's will get the put into the scrum.
The V train's coming off for a quick breather.
Or as I say, a bit of track work.
I think, yeah, that's right. Rail Corp of it is a Saturday where they like to do a lot of their maintenance, so he's just come off for a quick stint.
That's
so
right.
Trains will be.
He'll be back running very shortly.
So the Newtown line will be closed today. Huge hoof downfield there from the Wolf. Great bounce as well. Interesting kick. They're all offside. Another ugly kick. Ugly but effective. Yes, it is. It's found touch just outside the Drummoyne 22 line. Now, Buddha, I haven't run through the St. Pat's team sheet just yet. But before we do, I just want to mention a little thing about Riley Carter. In his playing days at Wesley College in Hamilton, someone said of Riley Carter, he is to rugby union what Einstein was to physics. So, big raps on Riley Carter.
And that's a beauty, I think, of St. Patrick's Rugby there, Hollywood, is the diversity in the side. You know, players from all over the world. And I know a lot will be watching this afternoon, or probably early this morning, for a lot of the Northern Hemisphere players we have and their families.
Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. We've got them both covered, don't we?
That's right. We have them all covered. And
Patricio Campisi, he'd be from the...
He's from Calabria.
Northern
part. Northern part of Italy.
Not to be confused with the southern part, Sicily.
That's where Burt Cup, Captain Adrian Musico, hails from.
The great Sicilian breakaway.
That's it.
Carozzi. Now, where's that? Where's Carozzi from? Roma?
Judging from his lovely olive skin, I believe he's also a Sicilian there.
Big shout outs to Alexandro Carozzi.
He'll be watching.
If he's listening.
King
is at first receiver. Great run.
Luana was excellent last week against Beecroft. He had a whale of a game. Look again, Todd Bailey. Look at this. He's like a rhino.
A Southend monster.
He's a Southend monster.
Need about 10 or 11 blokes to bring him down.
Tuala.
Lovely,
well way to kick there.
Oh, Drummoyne's come up with it on their 5 metre line. So unsuccessful there. Varu's got it, the captain for Drummoyne. Good little crash ball, box kick over the top.
Gee, Varu.
Down the throat.
Varu's been around for a long time. Before he had many years at West Harbour in the mid-2000s, and he's been a stalwart at Drummoyne, I'd say, for the better part of 6 years, I'd say now, Drummoyne. And have been a consistent performer in their Kentwell side. But look, St. Pat's here through the middle.
Here he goes, they just can't
again.
stop him.
The
Down,
Belgian
up,
car.
down, up. It's like a yo-yo.
Matten.
Oh. Unfortunately for the Southend Monster, some fickle handiwork.
A real positive play there by St. Patrick's. Drummoyne are reeling. They made some really strong runs through the middle from Lowano and Bailey. They'll need to put on a bit of pressure even in the scrum.
I might go for a second opinion here, Buddha, but would you say Drummoyne look beaten? Hands on hips, heads down. They
Well,
look
they've been-
exhausted, don't they?
Well, mate, they've been under the pump here for a bit. When you've got an African rhino running at you,
Jeez.
and Lowano wouldn't go astray out there in Africa as well. When you've got a lot of trouble coming through.
And the brawler.
And the brawler as well. That's what we keep making mention of, this, the size of this St. Patrick's side. They're really running Drummoyne off their feet.
Who grew up fishing on the Hawkesbury River. Mitch Hardy, the Hawkesbury hero.
So I would just have a little break in play. We'll give a few shout-outs, as I said, to some of our viewers abroad. Ollie's dad, I know he'll be watching in England, so a big cheerio to him. Ollie's been a part of our club for a number of years.
And the other water boy, Gus Quinlan, a former player, his twin brother is running water. No sign of Gus. But, yeah, Gus's very slim twin brother is here today, so thanks very much for running the water. The H2O. Hydration is very important in a game like rugby. It goes for 80 minutes, Kentwell Cup.
Here we go. Here we go. St. Pat's, they're very keen to get this second shove in this set piece.
Keep your tweets rolling in, ladies and gentlemen, using the hashtag Kentwell. Kentwell. Sorry about the positive infliction there. Kentwell. The hashtag Kentwell. Just at the end of your tweet. So you get 140 characters. So just do your worst.
Isn't the actual hashtag Drew, D-R-U-V, Pat? If you want to tweet about the game. Or if you want to tweet straight to us, just go hashtag BarTV. Hashtag BarTV if you want to tweet straight to us.
Some ferocious stuff at the breakdown here.
Here it's come out the other end, St. Pat's.
Now, Buddha, have you played a bit of rugby yourself?
Well, mate, I was actually in the Burt Cup fixture just before here, which we sadly went down in, but full credit to the colleagues.
So you played for the St. Patrick's team?
Yeah, the St. Patrick's Burt Cup team. Believe it or not.
Did you get the 3 points?
Today? Oh, they weren't officially given, but I'd like to appoint myself the 3 points. I think I put in pretty much all day today.
Well, congratulations on behalf of all the viewers on your 3 points. Any former clubs, Buddha?
So we've got 5 to go.
Little
in
score
the first
update.
half.
10 points.
10 points to 7 in favour of St. Patrick's. I myself had quite a few years there at West Harbour. I know a few of these boys out here in today's Kentwell fixture played for the West Harbour Pirates. You've got Fua, John Tato, Robert Hahn. Have all played, and Isaiah Pine, who also played at St. Patrick. They were in the Drummoyne side. They all played for West Harbour, and there's quite a number of former Pirates here in the St. Pat's side. In James King, Brendan Fogarty.
James King's also played
Mitch
for the
Hardy.
Eastern Suburbs, hasn't he?
He's been quite the journeyman. Nick Riley, as I've mentioned a number of times in last week's telecast, he's the Wolf. All started at the Wollongong Wolves. Played NPC for Otago. And he's also an outstanding diver.
2 metre springboard.
Yeah.
Apparently he loves a dive. He goes diving whenever he can.
He actually competed with Mark Newbury for a spot there in the 2004 Athens Games. And look, he just got pipped. He had a bit more hair then, so I think maybe that might have affected.
And just a quick shout out to his strength and conditioning coach there as he's diving.
So we've added some points here. So that now brings the score to St. Patrick's 13, leading Drummoyne 7.
Just before you cut me off there, Buddha, I was going to mention his strength and conditioning coach, Bruce Hopkins. Bruce the Grasshopper Hopkins. James King's also played for the Burwood Briars, Eastern Suburbs Rugby, and known to throw the touch footy around on Sunday afternoons at Coogee Oval.
And he's a Knox old boy.
Played alongside the likes of Nathan Cheesy Charles at Knox, Lockie the Joker Mitchell, who had a pretty good career with the Melbourne Rebels, another former teammate of James King's. So Lord knows he's played amongst some talented individuals over his time.
Great steal there by Atwell, causing a lot of problems in that ruck area. McLeod, Hurley, crossfield kick. They need this to sit.
Looks good. And one bounce into touch. That was beautiful. Almost like a Ricky Ponting pull shot. One bounce over the fence. Little score update. 13 points to 7.
1 to go. 1 to go. This is vital.
Sorry,
for
for
both
the
sides.
Italian viewers, Uno Minuto. Stolen by St. Pat's.
Well smothered there by St. Patrick's.
Can they get some late points in this first half? James King at first receiver. Amazing ball to Matt Hurley. Jeez, he's talented, isn't he, James King? Little scoop. St. Pat's are away down the right-hand flank.
Ooh,
Penalty
holding
to
on.
Drummoyne. This might be the end of the half. Shannon Warren is deciding what to do. There's obviously some time on the clock, so we'll go for touch. And just like his other kicks, they're out on the full. Some other brilliant players in the Burt Cup team for St. Pat's. The Red Paul Gallen.
The Red Paul Gallen.
George Costanza on the wing. Drummoyne have won the line out, just outside the St. Pat's 22. Big maul here from the black men. Can Drummoyne do anything with it? Seems to be stagnant. Lots of mud and legs and jerseys, and
Well
the
done,
referee's
and that'll be
pulled
half
it up.
time, I'd imagine. There we go. That's half time. So a bit of an arm wrestle in that first half, but St. Pat's have come out on top, and they lead Drummoyne 13 points to 7.
It really was an arm wrestle there, Buddha. I think if I was going to liken that first half to any sort of activity on earth, I'd say arm wrestle. So you've hit the hammer on the proverbial nail there, on the head of the nail. Just driven it straight into the plywood or MDMF, whatever we were using in Paul Hardwick's DT class.
Now, I just want to make mention, I don't know if you've spoken about it, Hollywood, but the state of this ground this morning at about 9 a.m, you couldn't see a patch of grass. We were playing underwater. 9 times out of 10, this game would have been cancelled, but finals footy.
This show must go on.
The show must go on.
Relentless, aren't they?
And look, full credit to the ground staff here for getting the pump out. Look, if you just see down there on the right-hand side, that was all water during the Burt Cup game, but that's now all subsided. Still a little bit heavy underfoot, but they've done a great job to try and get it all in order for the main game.
Well, I heard when Nick Riley heard about the conditions of the game, he brought his diving equipment. He was actually excited by the prospect of playing in water.
Top shelf work, mate.
And full credit to Kentwell Cup coach of St. Patrick's, Don Burke, former Channel 9 personality, and now one of the head curators here at Dave Phillips Field. He's done an exceptional job getting it all together for today. Got the pump out.
I'm going to have to pull you up there. I think he's done an absolutely atrocious job. The draining on this ground is absolutely terrible.
Look, it's almost reminiscent of the 1963 Rugby League Grand Final between the St George Dragons and the Western Suburbs Magpies. From the footage I saw of that, Dave,
Were you there, Buddha?
I know people that were, and they're the types I hang out with there at Concord Bowling Club, with all 3 people that go there.
Actually, I believe there was a bit of royalty at the Concord Bowling Club the other week. The King of the Nile was there.
The King of the Nile was there. No, but when I go down
Paying
there,
everyone lots of money and then stealing money from other people.
But when I've had a chat to Vic Hay, who was a big part of that 1963 squad, and Arthur Summons, when he comes down, we rip the scab off a few green grenades and chat about the old times. And
he likes the VB, does he?
He does. Arthur Summons.
I thought he'd be a Resh's man.
Yeah.
No?
No, but all back in the day, it was a bit of the old wife beater drink, if you just ask me. But no, he loves a green grenade, and we had a chat, and he was reminiscing about the 63 grand final, the state of the SCG. It looks very similar today, let me tell you. And while we're on just waiting for half time to finish up, big shout out to our match day sponsors, Salmat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Salmat. We really genuinely appreciate your support, and television and commentary like this couldn't go ahead without your dedicated support. So thanks very much to all the lovely folk down at Salmat. And I believe Salmat lost a very valuable employee recently, Kate Levy, who's gone to pursue a teaching career. So Kate, all the very best with your teaching, and the students in and around New South Wales will be very blessed to have you as a teacher.
Can't have enough teachers. So we've just got a report that Don Burke, the Kentwell Cup coach of St Patrick's, who also looks after the ground here, has been sacked. And another match day sponsor, Miller Turf, who all makes this happen. They need to come in here quick smart to get this field all in order.
Thanks very much for Miller Turf. I've never been involved in the turf industry, but I have cut some grass in my time.
Now, Hollywood, have you ever played on a state like this? Because it's with the great fields we have in and around Sydney, and especially this suburban competition, this is a bit of a rarity to have a really clogged up field.
Mate, it's rare as duck's teeth. I have played on a field just like this, under 8s. Not in rugby though. I was playing for Yarralla Soccer Club, based in Concord, and we're playing against Lincoln Churches in Lincoln, and almighty, the heavens had opened up the night before.
Was that at Coleman Park by any chance?
Yes, Coleman, down at Coleman.
Great track there, where dreams are made of, the home of the Lincoln Waratahs, great junior soccer club.
Yeah, back on Kate Levy, her brothers James and Brendan, very strong footballers. Brendan's watching in from Belfast in the UK, and James is tuning in from Meadowbank, New South Wales. So thanks very much, guys, for your support. Do we have any other overseas people? The game's underway in the second half. St Patrick's have kicked off.
And I think is that taken by Atwell again?
And Atwell, the South End monster. Good, great. Oh, good hands from Rocket Riley Carter, but to Patricio. He thought before he caught it, unfortunately. Drummoyne will have the ball. Oh. Atwell, Chad Marr went for the intercept. Unsuccessful. Drummoyne will pack down for a scrum in their feed.
What about Big Gravy Yarn? They're at inside centre for Drummoyne. He had an illustrious career in rugby league. Played for the West Tigers in 03-04. Then went over to the English Super League. Had a run with Widnes. and Salford. And he's still an absolute weapon. Looking to be played for St. Pat's last year as part of the Kentwell squad, and he's made the switch over to Drummoyne. He's someone they're definitely going to have to watch out for in this second half.
Now, Robert Hahn, a former St. Pat's boy, Buddha.
Yeah, Robert Hahn. I played many years with Rob at school, at St. Patrick's and at West Harbour, and he's made the jump over to Drummoyne.
Not
sensational
the first.
Drummoyne citizen. His family's heavily entrenched in Drummoyne sport.
The Red Devils.
The Red Devils. Now, real honest football and hard worker, Robert Hahn is. But look, it'd probably suit him today in these conditions with his water polo background.
Will definitely be an advantage, not a disadvantage. Great water polos, the Hahns. Big shout out to Rob Hahn, who got a scholarship at Malibu College, California. Chucking the rubber ball around the pool. Now St. Patrick's got it.
Reeves. Keanu.
Picked up and driven into the turf by Drummoyne. Back to Hurley. Hurley to Willer. One-on-one contest. Flicked out the back. Damien Whakafanua hands it off to Ma. Now, big decision for Hurley. Is he going to play field position? The Wolf brushes one off. Willer, 2-on-1.
Very well done. Tawala.
Great clean out from King.
She's got a strong upper body, that Whakafanua. He just managed to shrug them off and get the ball free. Here we go, Bailey. Running a little bit across field. He gets a short ball.
What a ball to Hurley.
Hurley.
Hurley's through. Looking for support. He hasn't got it and he's gone to ground.
And it's gone forward.
Now, do you think it would have gone forward on drier conditions, on dry turf, if Miller Turf had laid down the foundations for the playing surface today?
Well, I'd have to say it'd probably be a line ball. It would have been. He would have been straight on the
Hot
sticks.
spot.
Hot spot.
Review it.
Do you think they play much cricket here, Hollywood?
On David Phillips.
Yeah, do you NSW have a cricket team here?
They are in the first grade competition. Yep.
Oh, of course.
So they play against along the likes of Sydney University.
Is this
Randy
the-
Peets. Yeah, this is where they play, just over there on the turf field. Hence the sight screens.
Good friend of mine, played for UNSW for many years. He now plays for the Dutch in T20s. Tim Vandergooden,
Ah, is he a Pius boy?
St. Pius boy.
I recall him coming through the ranks,
Bowls
old
about
man-child.
135 clicks.
Jeez, 135s.
Some serious. He played the Caribbean T20 tournament last year for the Netherlands.
I can remember bowling against him on Breen Oval. I bowled right arm meds and in-swinger, sort of cut back off the dirt, caught it second slip. So he got a bagel that day, a donut, a 0. But all the best to Tim Vandergooten and his career for the Dutch.
He's at the Hurricanes this year. He's got himself another contract. So here we go. Drummoyne with a put into the scrum. We've gone the blind here.
They've gone down the blind side. Warren charged down by Hurley. And they're making absolutely no inroads on this strong and stoic St. Patrick's defence.
I think if Drummoyne are really going to advance the ball down the field here, Hollywood, they need to keep it in tight. And they've got some big men, but they've been throwing the ball quite wide and not getting... look, well taken there by Mitch Hardy. Well stolen, rather.
Matten to King. King out to Brawler.
It's Carter.
That's Rocket the Riley Carter from Hamilton, New Zealand. Hello again to our Kiwi viewers. In particular, Tom Sullivan. Drummoyne are making some replacements here.
So they called it up here as well.
Checked.
Whakafanua in a bit of strife.
Matt Hurley has opted to go the points. He's a great kicker on his day, isn't he, old Matty Hurley? He's a great everything. Ball runner, kicker, passer, stepper.
You just watch him closely. The way, for all the kiddies watching at home, the way he uses his left arm for direction didn't pay off in this regard.
But the boys will get the ball back.
But he's very technically sound, Matt Hurley, when it comes to goal kicking. Very thorough.
He's a very complete fly half. In the same mould as Stephen Larkham.
Big shout out here to Soph, here on the sideline, the St. Pat's trainer. Does all the strapping every week, fixes all the bumps and bruises. She's really braving it here in the tumultuous conditions that we've got here.
Yes. Soph has had to get down and dirty in the mud, and
Nike free runners have been absolutely destroyed.
Jeez. Hopefully Nike will renew her contract for next year and she'll get a few free ones in the mail. Size 8, I believe. Nike, if you're listening.
Here he is, Fox McLeod.
The Fox has put in a little chip and chase. Oh, off over the sideline. Dubious penalty to Drummoyne. They've taken the quick tap. James King has slowed down there.
I think that's good run there by Hahn.
They're really
Fraser
splashing around, aren't they? Interesting ball to the 7.
Dixon. Sean Dixon.
Oh, he's copped a shoulder to the head, poor old Dixo. There's some rucking. We're getting old school here. Rocket the Riley Carter. Nothing gets through him. Rahul Dravid-esque. The wall. Over the back. Out to 15.
Healy.
The New South Wales rep. Coached by Crackers Hardwick.
Cork and Island. Great work by Bailey.
So Drummoyne have had the ball for the last few plays, but the ball's gone backwards into their territory. So just shows the dominance of defence.
St. Pat's getting up off the line, making every tackle count.
Some huge hits there from Kingy and Carter.
But Drummoyne, they're trying to push the pass a little bit too wide. They're not getting many metres out of it. As I said to you earlier, they need to be keeping it nice and close and really trying to stick it to this St. Pat's forward pack, but they're sticking it right back on them. They're turning them.
Drummoyne are lacking a little composition here. They're not as composed as they should be. Where St. Pat's, on the other hand, they look like they know what they're doing. It's almost like Drummoyne are playing in St. Pat's game. But just to score again, it's 7 points to 13 to St. Pat's.
So Drummoyne making a few changes here.
Now, I'd love to see a bit more of an impact from the Dodgem car, Damien Whakafanua. But it looks like they're willing to play 10-man rugby. St. Pat's played a little safe.
He called for the trainer a little bit earlier there, Hollywood. I think he had a bit of a knee problem. He's still out there, but
a niggle, if you will.
A bit of a niggle. Don't know the amplitude of the injury, but we'll wait and see how he goes.
Bit of magic spray always fixes a niggle. Bit of Denker rub. Bit of a pat on the back. Bit of a do it for your boys. The John Dixon. Colonel of Kentwell, John Dixon. He's probably here today. 512 Kentwell games for St. Pat's. Played all of them injured. The Barnstorming Centre. He played in the 1993 Kentwell final, and then again in the 2011 Kentwell final. Must have a body like Woody from Toy Story. It's been thrown around that much, around the toy room. As the boys pack down in the field, close to the centre of the field. Parramatta to feed.
Well held there by St. Patrick's, very strong. Now to Hurley.
Jeez,
Short
he looks good
long
with the
ball
in
there.
hand. Great ball.
Oh no, was that Whakafanua?
He's found fucking Fanua, the Dodgem car.
Campese taken down.
Oh, jeez, the V train. The V Express. He's not stopping all stations today, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back running on schedule now. Oh, here goes Bailey again. Bailey was the man of the match in their last meeting there at Hudson Park.
Reminds me a little of an old player,
Little
Barry
chip
John
kick.
Chapman.
Campese
Perfectly
running
weighted.
through.
Can they score?
He looks a bit like Justin Ryder, who played for the Newcastle Knights in the early 2000s. A bit of a cult figure. Didn't do much later on.
I'd
But
say he's the uglier version.
it's gone for the Badger
Let's go, Matty. Fire up, mate.
head tape as well.
Another Welshman, Matthew Cummins, is about to enter the field. Another great talent. Brilliant ball runner. Great rig.
Vian.
Ooh, he must be a big unit if he just knocked off James Smith, who wasn't well weighted, to be honest. Standing in the mud. Scrum to Drummoyne. St Pats have a 6-point buffer. 7 points to Drummoyne, 13 points to St Pats. Now the sore thumb effect is in play today because it's so muddy. You can really tell the reserves when they come on the field. Matty Cummins there sticking out.
A nice clean jersey. Let me tell you, it's not the greatest feeling in the world coming off. After 70 minutes in that.
Quagmire.
Quagmire out there, Swampland. So there we go. Big scrum there by Drummoyne. Out of Vian.
Oh, taken down.
Oh.
Huge hit in the mud.
Was that Tutu to Willa?
Oh, the boys have turned it over.
Here we go. That
Hurley,
countering.
Hurley looks so good,
Hurley
ball in
shot
hand.
Campese.
Patricio.
Taken there by Healy.
Little dance from Campese. Good clean out there. Excellent work at the breakdown there from the boys in black.
I think they need to slow it down here, Hollywood. They've got him going backwards.
They're really playing at their pace. Oh, he's a big unit, isn't he? He's an 8 trammer. Oh, Victor Tutu Tuala.
Crawling closer. So here they go.
Riley Carter at the back of the breakdown.
Good pick and drive there by Victor.
They're challenging the line. They must be close now.
He's in! He's in!
The boys are over! Hold on to your hats. Try time.
Oh, it'd be
A little mellow.
bit of a scrap.
James King in the centre of it. Would you expect any less?
He's an enforcer.
His aggression is inspirational. He's a real leader.
So that was a try? We can confirm that's a 5-pointer?
No.
No.
Penalty to Drummoyne. And they've gone wide. He's isolated.
Oh, Vian.
Oh, huge hit from Kingy.
The 17 just
Taken the
gone
ground by
straight.
Carter.
Truck and trailer.
An obstruction there from Drummoyne, so St Pats will pack down with a scrum feed. Bit of a skip in their step at the moment, Drummoyne. They got that second win, which will be good. Bit of a closer contest compared to last week's match against Drummoyne. Now, Big Irish, Brendan Fogarty's warming up on the sideline, doing a few squats. Just an update of the spectators. Everyone's quite on edge. Everyone's pretty well humoured, but I think that's just to disguise the tensions and the nervousness that people are feeling quite naturally because they all want their respective teams to make it into the GF, the big one, the big show over at TG Milner in Eastwood.
So time back on, 25 to go in this Kentwell Cup Major semi-final. Score still remains St Patrick's 13, Drummoyne 7.
You're doing it around the grounds?
So now Hurley. Inside, it's spilt there by Tawala.
Inside ball's gone to ground.
Yeah, not a bit of a shonky pass from Hurley.
Shut up, Riley, you fat bastard, mate.
Very sloppy conditions down here. There's even an ibis in the second half of the field, looking for a few worms. Ibis. We've got a singular bird, an ibis.
You need to find out. Send someone over there to get the score from over there. Send Jeremy Whiting for a run to get the score over there.
Have you given a shout out to St. Pat's Ambassador watching?
No, this is
Bit of a shout out to Brian Mahoney, who's watching this from the Hudson Hurtlocker clubhouse today
By himself.
with Ben, the future Arrowsmith, and a few other stalwarts. I believe Jib is there as well. So g'day, boys.
That's gone down. Scrimes have been relatively good so far in this game. Taking into consideration, it's pretty muddy underfoot.
It really teamed down with rain in the early hours of this morning. So I'm glad that it's held off for the duration of the Kentwell fixture here at David Phillips Park in Daceyville, New South Wales. Charged down by St Pat's. Hurley's eating him up. Just like he'd eat Welsh big breakfast. And penalty to St Pat's.
Surely
Deep
they'll take
into
the
some
points.
Drummoyne territory. It'll be interesting. It'll really reflect the mindset of the St Pat's players. Big decision here for Aaron Matten. Will he punt, take the quick tap, scrum down, or go for goal?
He's
Four
going to go
options,
the
of
points.
course.
He's pointed to the sticks.
Well, it does take a bit of time off the clock, doesn't it, Buddha? So there are some positives. He could stretch the lead to over a converted try.
Go, Riley Carter! Oh, it's underneath his blue one.
On the bench for St Pat's today is Patrick Bucketman Boyden, brother of Tom Boyden, former ACT Brumby.
So the crowd applauds tight end prop James Keanu Reeves. He hasn't received that reception since the Matrix. A real solid game there by the big fella. Rocker Gibraltar there at tight end prop.
Now, James Keanu Reeves has put in a solid performance, just like that at point break, and the penalty is unsuccessful. So Drummoyne will bring it out for a 22 kick, a drop kick.
Oh, there's the ibis. It's slow.
And it's rolled into Riley Carter,
Through the legs on
just
to
like
Wala.
a cricketer. Willa just can't be stopped.
Tremendous run there by Tawala.
Made 13 metres.
Been quite a bit of
Chad
traffic.
Maher, the big show and go into the mud. Bring your snorkel. Jeez, it's muddy there.
That's a halfback!
Knock on there by St Pat's. Now Brendan the Irish Fogarty's on the field. Wearing the number 19. Very easy to see. Fresh reserve. Bit of a stoppage. The boys are firing up.
So here they go.
Some parochial supporters in the crowd here, including Gus Quinlan's twin brother, Brendan Phillips, Bagley, and Shane the Falcon Walsh.
So Drummoyne with the put in. Healy, little chip kick. Well done
The
there,
Wolf has
by
got
Nick
it
Riley.
safely. He's been on his feet long enough to wait for the support to arrive. Out to Riley Carter.
They need to take this right-hand side. The Bailey's got...
They've chosen to run the ball instead of kick it downtown. So St Patrick's look to just be maintaining possession as their tactic. Here goes the Wolf. Just as I said that. They've kicked it downfield.
Long ball. Now to Healy.
Ooh. Matty Cummins nearly wrapped him up. Oh, that was Matt Hurley, sorry, the other Welshman.
Big cheers there for Mossman over on the far side.
The other semi-final today in Kentwell today, Mossman v Balmain.
I'll give you a score update for that as soon as it comes.
The Mossman team are having a whale of a time by the looks in the mud.
That's right. Well, it suits their style of play, doesn't it?
They do.
They've just taken the lead. So there you go. Mossman have just taken the lead over Balmain. I'm sure they still probably got about 20 or so minutes remaining.
They train on Balgowlah Beach there. Do a bit of aqua
in
aerobics.
the whitewash to replicate today's conditions, let me tell you. Got the skim boards out.
The rod and reel.
There he is, Keanu Reeves. Absolutely ecstatic. So, mate, how's this feel compared to the movies such as Speed and The Matrix?
Bit dirty.
A bit dirty? You did an exceptional job out there. What do you think? What are you hoping the boys will do for the rest of the half?
Just keep the pressure on, keep hitting them, and keep them back when they 22. They can't score then.
Too right. Well done, James Keanu Reeves.
Now, Keanu, what was dirtier, this or Sandra Bullock in Speed?
Sandra Bullock is speed.
Wow. Jeez. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is very dirty out here. Hook from Matty Cummins.
Here he is,
He's
Healy.
in the space. Eat him, Matty. Smash him. Oh, great ball. Patricio Campese put him into touch.
Oh. Well done.
The flag's down. Into more mud. Great clean out. Powerful clean out. The referee's blown his whistle.
There's a bit of confusion.
A knock on from Drummoyne, it seems.
St Pat's going to get the put into the scrum.
How would you compare this St Patrick's team to the 1997 Chicago Bulls?
Well, mate, they've a lot of the similar qualities. They've got the superstars in there. You almost would compare Patricio Campese to Scottie Pippen, Mitch Hardy to Luke Longley, and you'd say the Michael Jordan of the team would be this man here, Victor Tutuwila. So look, there's definitely a lot of similarities in both the sides.
Lots of parallels you can draw. Drawing penalties like that. I tend to agree with you there.
And the main thing is there's a lot of belief in the side, similar to the 97 Bulls.
I would say that James King is the Dennis Rodman.
He is.
Showman. People's player. Avid fan of North Korea.
He reminds me of Larry Bird a lot, James King. Him and his ongoing battle with Isaiah Pine, a.k.a. Magic Johnson. It's a bit of a Celtics-Lakers rivalry here. And he's overcome his big bout of diarrhea from last week. He's got it all out of the system, and he's ready to go. So
I hope this mud doesn't remind him too much of his medical condition from last week.
Curries.
That throw was about as straight as Elton John, unfortunately. Unfortunately for the black men. Now the red men will pack down. Redmen, of course, is a nickname, not to be confused with the Grafton Redmen of Grafton, New South Wales, who play in the Far North Coast Rugby Union team against the Byron Bay Lighthouses.
So he just over St. Pat's side of halfway. Put into the scrum for Drummoyne. Well, they've come up hard on that left-hand side. It's out.
Excellent work from Captain Courageous Aaron Matten.
Well, look, great pressure there by Aaron Matten, but same mate off the south end monster, Todd Bailey, putting a lot of pressure up on that left-hand side.
I haven't seen leadership like this since Steve Wall took the Australian Test team to 16 consecutive wins in a row. Wonder what goes through the V-Train's head before he packs in.
All stations to the try line.
Well grabbed there from Aaron Matten, straight to Willer. Excellent ball. And Willer's through. Barnstorming run.
Great
through to Hurley. He's in the space. He's got options on his left and right.
Look to his left.
He's trying to Patricio Campese. And he's over the line for a try. Meat pie in the corner.
Is that
Patricio?
Is that Patricio?
It sure was.
But
geez, what a run from Willer. I think that it was a terrible scrum. It didn't look that nice, did it? But
the Vietnamese restaurants of Flemington have gone into a frenzy.
Gosh. Aaron Matten, how did he get it out of there?
Free foes for everyone.
What do you call those doctors who take obstetrician? Aaron Matten was an obstetrician taking the ball out of the womb of that muddy scrum, and he's handed it off to Willer, who threw it back into Hurley. Hurley's found Patricio Campese, and the men in black have come up with what is a remarkable try here in tumultuous conditions.
I don't know. Patricio Campese's father, Joseph, he'll be ripping the scab off another Kinotto at home, let me tell you. He'll be cheering for his boy.
Nuna must be whipping up a hell of a lasagna tonight after that performance.
He'll be getting a bit of extra sulgo. So the switch kickers, Matty Cummins.
He's still Welsh, much like Matthew Hurley. They call him the bridesmaid because he's always in the shadow of Matt Hurley, and unfortunately hasn't made the distance. It looked good, but unfortunately hasn't come up with the result that's wanted.
I'll have to pull you up there, Hollywood. That kick didn't look good at all. It was no Michael Connor 91 State of Origin.
To all our blind viewers out there who didn't see the coverage, it was an absolute shocker.
I suppose you can actually really say now they are dirty Reds. There's never truer word spoken. They're very dirty at the moment.
Just back on that kick. If that was the first kick you've ever seen Matty Cummins have an attempt at, you'd say that he wouldn't hit water.
That's a good kick.
You'd say that Matty Cummins couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. But I was trying to have his back. You dragged his name through the mud, literally. Now there's a few sledges from the sideline about the four players who used to play for St. Pat's. That'll be Tanafua Varuu, Isaiah Pine, Marcus Fraser, and Graviani. Chad Mayer put on the boot. That's a great example of why hookers shouldn't kick. Unless you're Jake Friend, the looser local who plays for the Sydney City Roosters.
Great steal there by Riley Carter.
Jeez.
Oh, some great work here on the left-hand side.
Great ball from Cummins. Great meters.
Campese doing the dance with Justin Ryder. So St. Pat's 18-7 up now.
Geez, they stole that like Daniel Lingish would steal people's girlfriends in year 12 at house parties.
Campese to Riley. Throws a long ball.
Huge pass. Ambitious.
It's going to ground.
Oh, will he
Picked
come up
there
with the
by
goods?
Chihuahua.
Will he put it on the toe? He's
But it's been-
isolated. The
It's
crowd
been
aren't
pulled
happy
up.
with that
I
decision.
think there was a little bit of a knock on there.
Ten minutes to go in this fixture. Little score update. The score is 18-7. Is that right, Putter?
Yeah, 18 points to 7.
An 11-point buffer.
But still, anything can happen where the footy just takes one little slip.
So that's 2 field goals and an unconverted try. Or a converted try and 2 safeties. Sorry, just a correction. Safeties are in the NFL. They're not in rugby union.
So 18 points to 7 to St. Patrick's. 10 minutes to go.
This St. Patrick's scrum weighing at 1,001 kilos. It's worth its weight in gold.
Vian tackled there by Atwell.
Penalty to Drummoyne. He's waving his arm in an upward direction. So from the crowd, Brendan Phillips has exclaimed prophetically that a shot is on. Trying to fire up the boys. Great kick there from the Drummoyne kicker, punter. Didn't have much of an angle to work with, but he's put it into touch safely. So Drummoyne are on the attack once again. They've really got that extra little kick.
First game of Kentwell this year.
Some very vocal supporters, such as
Going to the
Modgy.
back.
He's on to his 16th green bullet.
Well taken. Here by Drummoyne.
Now the V-Train's sort of firing up, isn't he? On the attack, Drummoyne. What can they do? Oh, jeez. One of the biggest collisions I've ever seen in rugby. And it's on!
It's on!
It's on for young and old! It's an old-fashioned melee.
Victor Tawilla's going. Idea to come on the tracks. Look, he is.
Oh, here he goes. Number 3. Oh, what a haymaker. Queenslander is the call.
It's going
And they're well and truly firing up.
absolutely nuts there.
Mike Tysoning. Gee, did you see the big hook from Daniel Tavita, which was unsuccessful, and then he's covered up his face and absolutely clocked one. I'll be surprised if he doesn't have a broken nose.
Oh, it's all happening here. It's like Origin 95.
This game really does have it all. Ibis, fights, terrible conditions. Now
It's an Origin-like rivalry, isn't it, St. Pat's and Drummoyne?
Who would you say is New South Wales?
The black and golds, of course.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We won't even tell him. We won't tell him we might do that.
So the referees are discussing the proceedings of the fight. And we're waiting on a little result here. Do you think they'll look to the footage?
If they can, they will, but I'm not sure if they can there, Hollywood.
I think, yeah, they'd like to utilise it, but
Well, I'll tell you
unfortunately
what,
they're just going to have to go with what they saw.
It looked like a nerve was struck, though, with Tavita and to Toowoomba. He was not happy.
There are some big units bopping about, aren't there?
And they said, look, if you want to dance, you've got to pay the band. And they put up their money, let me tell you. It was on for young and old.
I think Victor Toowoomba said verbatim, if you can't handle the heat, stay in the kitchen. While we have a little break in play, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Salmat, Miller Turf, Concord and the Palace Hotels, Bank of Queensland, North Sydney, Divine Real Estate, and IC Frith Insurance Brokers.
And of course, Bar TV for getting this all happening today.
I'm
Our producer, Brendan, doing a sensational job. And Steve there at the back.
sure there are many viewers barring up for Bar TV as we speak.
Yeah, we had a bit of a power failure we've been alerted to, but we're all good now.
The power failure was off the pitch.
So the Ibis just checking the field there.
He's just got a worm.
Sent by Tony Gregg from above.
Willer's off. So St Pat's have sustained a yellow. Willer, one of the star players, is off the field.
What do you think that Ibis could be eating?
He doesn't look like a vegetarian, does he? I think Wichita grubs.
So Toowoomba.
So because we have less than 10 minutes to go... Oh, Drummoyne has copped a red. It doesn't really matter except for the grand final.
And Veru, the captain, no.
So I presume he won't be able to play in the grand final.
Daniel Tavita
Big Danny.
has been given a red.
And he's slipping off as he's walking off. So the opprobrium, which usually comes with a penalty such as a red card, is not being sustained. And for those viewers who haven't studied law, opprobrium is the shame associated with a punishment.
So we'll see what the judgment here is on the V train to Toowoomba, and he's been given a red as well.
The V train's been given a red.
The low tolerance there.
So one red for Drummoyne, one red for St Pat's, one yellow for St Pat's. Two reds and a yellow for St Pat's.
And Atwell's been given the red. So waiting on the decision here by the referee. So Atwell and
so St Pat's are down to 12 men. And Drummoyne get the penalty.
Bit of character needed here from St Patrick's.
So 12 plays 14. It's got it all. Can they hold him out?
Oh, brilliant.
Penalty to St Pat's, which is exactly what they
Bit of
needed.
obstruction there from Drummoyne.
Now, will they take the tap and try and just maintain possession and crush it up, or they look to find touch? I've thrown the ball to Aaron Matten, the captain. Captain Courageous. And he'll look to find touch, and he'll take his time as well. So just a recap of the infringements. 2 reds and a yellow to St Pat's, 1 red to Drummoyne.
So yet another feisty encounter here. And number 20, I believe this is his first game in Kentwell for Drummoyne. There we go, Ma.
After a great run by Chadmar, St Pat's have got the ball. Crashing it up.
So there's still 7 minutes to go. St Pat's, they really need to dig deep if they're going to hold on to their lead. Now, Riley. That's a lovely, well-weighted kick to McLeod.
Great kick to McLeod.
But equally great tackle there.
Beautiful work done by McLeod. Hasn't given away the penalty.
So a penalty there, not releasing. Drummoyne take the quick tap. Dixon. Veru, the captain.
Tensions are high here at David Phillips Field.
Trudging it forward.
Drummoyne in possession.
Healy.
With 2 men extra on the field than St Pat's.
Pine.
Huge hit by James King. Nullifying the Drummoyne attack.
So it's going to be a scrum here to St Pat's. .34 gone.
And just an update in the AFL fixture down the road.
And
Sydney Swans are leading Fremantle Dockers 70 points to 54.
And in massive news over in second field, Mossman have taken it out. So we've got time off here, but it looks as if Mossman have defeated Balmain. A huge upset.
And you can hear the Wales chant loud and clear. But the Wales love water.
And they do.
They're not hydrophobic.
And look, they pipped Balmain, I believe, in their last fixture by a point there at Rawson. But congratulations to Mossman. They've beaten Balmain. They'll go through to next week and we'll play the loser of our current game here between St Patrick's and Drummoyne. Here we go. Oh, well smothered there by Matten.
St Pat's have cleaned up the scraps. Hoof there by the Wolf. Into the arms of Drummoyne, and he's gone straight through. Taken down by Patricio Campese. They're stretched the St Pat's boys. Playing 12 men to 14 men.
They've got numbers here, Drummoyne out wide. Brawler needs to work hard.
They're working extra hard here. The tenacity of the black men is just second to none.
It's come loose. St Pat's have got it. Veru pilfering over for Drummoyne.
Penalty to St Pat's.
He needed a release.
They've played exceptionally well considering they're 3 men down. They don't muck about these referees, do they? They're very card happy.
That's right. No tolerance, really, is there? For any argy-barging?
Very little tolerance, isn't there? Reg Reagan would be rolling in his grave if he were dead. Shout outs to Reg Reagan over in South Juniors Leagues Club, just down the road.
So we go. St Pat's will line out just over inside Drummoyne's territory. They've been great all day with their line out, St Patrick's. A great take there by the Brawler.
No different. Brilliant line out. Ball in hand. Doing the old hammers.
They'll just be really keen to slow this ball down, keep controlling it because there's only a few minutes remaining.
The maintenance of possession is key in this stage of the game. They're maintaining well. Oh, Patricio could...
The stabbing kick.
They've wrapped him up. It looks forward.
Yeah, that's well.
Yeah, it's forward.
That's called.
Great pressure there from St. Pat's, wasn't it? Stoic in defence.
Yeah, stoic in defence. So 2.5 minutes remaining.
I haven't seen defence like that since the 2008 Sydney Swifts took out the ANZ Netball Championship.
Drummoyne have thrown everything at him. He looks a bit like Anthony the Blue Wiggle, actually.
The assistant referee.
With not as much hair. That's the... When he's not performing with the Wiggles, he's doing the touchline.
So just to briefly go through the results today, St. Pat's got up in Judd Cup 4th grade, led by Lou the Diamond Phillips. Went down in
So
Whitten Cup 3rd grade.
So, mate, they've got no breakaways here, St.
Down in Burke
Pat's.
Cup, and they look to be victorious in Kentwell, the big one. Unfortunately, not with a scrum like that.
You're a scumbag, Tim! Stop smiling!
So, going to go for the
And
tap.
there's lots of calls here against the number 10 for Drummoyne. After his cheeky antics with James
Dixon.
King. That's about
Baru
the
will
10th
take
penalty
it
in a row
himself.
for Drummoyne.
Great tackle there by Todd Bailey. Hahn goes high. And they've lost it.
Penalty after penalty. They've been tried and tested, these black men. They're standing true.
This would be close to last play, I'd imagine.
That's the game.
And he's blown it.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
fine.
go.
St. Patrick victorious with 12 men. Backs against the wall. And they've reigned supreme.
A courageous performance by St. Patrick's.
Will they meet again in the final?
I certainly hope so.
A very parochial crowd celebrating the St. Patrick's victory here. Still quite muddy.
Notable mentions, obviously. Well, the guys who got sent off, Atwell and Tutuila, they had huge games, but were obviously taken off a bit early with the red cards. But
Now we'll hand over to Matt Bluey Hassett, who was on the bench for the Kentwell game. Mate, how did you see the game?
Mate, it was nice and wet, that's for sure. Pat stuck it to him, even though it was a wet game. We got him up in the middle, I guess, and Drummoyne were just a bunch of fags in the end.
Yeah, some colourful comments there from Bluey Hassett. Well, his name is Blue, so why not? He's really whipped out the watercolours there and just gone mental. A bit like Picasso. Maybe a flippant remark or two in there, which we might ignore.
so anyway, Hollywood, we'll wrap things up here at Dave Phillips Oval. A victory there to St. Patrick's, 18 points to 7 over Drummoyne. They go through to the grand final in 2 weeks' time, which of course Bar TV will be covering.
Men of the match? Or is it too early to say?
Man of the match,
Matt Hurley, Willer, Riley Carter.
I'd say Willer today. Tawala was excellent. He was
The
he
V-Train
really
played
held
well.
up strong, and then inside centre channel, especially come up against a likes of someone in Gray Vian. It was another devastating ball runner for Drummoyne, but
And who was your favourite Italian import?
my favourite Italian import today, you can't go past the winger Patricio Campisi.
Yeah,
So-
he was my pick as well from the Italians. So congratulations, Patricio Campisi. From the Irish, I'd say, with Brendan Fogarty off the bench.
No, they did exceptional work, but we're going to wrap things up here at Dave Phillips Oval. St. Patrick's 18-7 over Drummoyne.
Until next time, I hope you've enjoyed the coverage.
Thank you very much.